Today I'm gonna show you how to fix dry rot like this, and then I'm gonna show you how to prevent it so that it never happens again. These two giant bottles of wood hardener and epoxy were made by PC Woody. We're gonna use them to repair the dry rot on the windowsill behind me, but first we need to clean out the spot, and then we can apply the hardener to the damaged area. Man, this might be worse than I thought. I'm almost too afraid to find out what's in there. I feel like a monster is gonna come spring out at me here. Surprise! Wanna make sure to get around every single little area here. We're probably gonna have to use the entire bottle of epoxy. I think we got it. Now that we've cleaned out all the rotten wood, we're gonna soak the remaining wood with this PC Petrifier wood hardener. I'm gonna pour it into a cup first and then use a paintbrush and then paint it all up in there to make sure we got some even coverage. While I'm waiting for this to dry, I've decided to take this nail out. I don't think it's gonna be much help now. All right, I feel like this bad boy right here is about as dry as we're gonna be able to get it for now. So I'm gonna add another coat of this wood hardener and then we're gonna call it a night. I'm gonna use the nozzle head on the bottle just to get a couple spots that I think I may have missed. Okay, that's enough. This wood hardener will soak into the wood fibers, making them rock solid. We gotta wait 12 to 24 hours for this to cure. So tomorrow I'm gonna come back, we're gonna mix the epoxy, and this will give us a chance to talk about why I chose this specific product. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's been about 20 hours since we've applied this wood hardener. Now we're gonna mix this epoxy. It's a two-part epoxy. We're gonna mix it together and apply it to the hole. I'll give you a little bit of close-up here to show you the results of the wood hardener. These wood fibers, if they were rotten before and not hard, they're definitely hard now. Now we're gonna take the two-part epoxy, mix them together on the table over here, gently fill this hole here, and then let it set overnight. There's a couple things before we start mixing this epoxy. I just wanted to point out that you gotta use a very hard surface like glass or something that's non-porous. That way you don't lose some epoxy in the pores of the surface that you're mixing it on. Now while we're mixing this product, it also gives me an opportunity to talk about why I chose this product. Some of the products that we use today are no longer made here in America. And more importantly, it's the things that make the things that are no longer being made here in America. Like die and cast sets. Certain tools that make certain products can only be made in China. That's why I think it's important to support products like this that are made in the USA. I don't know much about them, and they're definitely not a sponsor of this video, but this product was affordable, and I want to give them a chance. Well, this thing has a 30-minute set time, so we got pretty good amount of time here. We're gonna apply the epoxy and sculpt it to match the rest of this windowsill. Mix the rest of this together, and I think we should be good. All right, now that we get the epoxy applied and it's ready for set, we're gonna come back in 24 hours for a sand, and then we're gonna add this top coat finish to blend it in with the rest of the exterior. All right, we're back here the next day, and this epoxy is definitely set. Today, it looks like there's a little bit of a hole, so I'm worried about this little bit of an indent in here. I'm gonna grind it down as flat as I can without going too far. And don't forget your safety glasses. Okay, just as I thought, this bad boy needs a little bit of more filler right in the middle part here. It just gives me a chance to add another product to this mix, the Gorilla Glue High Performance Wood Filler. It'd be great to see how this works to test it out. Looks very peanut buttery. Just kidding. If you're not gonna use it all, the instructions say to store it in a cool, dry place. You know I gotta go for the hole. And we'll come back tomorrow and see how well this filled out. All right, we're back again. Day 4, we have the Gorilla Wood Filler. It's completely hardened now. We're gonna sand it down smooth and then apply the old finish that was on here before. Now we can apply the stain and finally be done with this bad boy. Looks like Kendall decided to use Sicken's Prolux Set All 23 Plus. We're gonna slap on the second coat of exterior finish and then let it dry overnight. As you can see, we did a pretty good job at this repair. And I think a paint or even a really good stain would probably hide this repair a lot better than the translucent finish that we used. But oh well. I'm gonna add a few more coats and perhaps the weathering of time will probably hide this repair a lot better than it looks right now. Hopefully you're smart like Kendall and save the remaining paint or stain or finish that you used for the surrounding area. Now, think about what this means. You can imagine an expensive custom piece of wood, like a porch post or a unique window frame. You don't want to replace that Yeah, you might not even be able to. Now this method lets you save that original wood. Why replace it when you can restore it using these American-made products? And no, this video is not sponsored by them, but you'll find links to these amazing made in the USA products in the description below. And as usual, we earn a small commission on any products you purchase using one of our links. It's just a free way to help us out. And I truly believe that if I would have used paint, you would not be able to tell that we made a repair there. But the best repair of all is the one that you never have to do. Now let's talk about the ultimate defense: prevention. Even if you do a few of these tips, you're gonna thank yourself later on, because the best offense is a good defense. Keep your eye on it and keep it dry. Do a walk around at least twice a year. Walk around your home and look for signs of trouble like peeling paint, damp spots, or fungal growth. Check high risk areas once a year. Poke your head in the attic and crawl space to look for dampness or musty smells. Make sure attics and especially crawl spaces have good airflow. While in the attic, you could replace roof vent boots every 5 to 8 years. Fix any water leaks immediately. Keep hoses and sprinklers away from the base of your house. Make sure your gutters are clean and think about using concrete splash blocks underneath your outdoor water spigots and downspouts to direct water away from your house. You can even add a drip edge with Z-flashing to route water back into gutters and prevent water from leaking behind the gutters. You can regularly seal cracks in trim, around windows, and even where your house meets concrete surfaces. In crawl spaces, cover the bare ground with a plastic vapor barrier to stop moisture from rising. Make sure all of your horizontal surfaces are sloped for rain and melting snow to drain away from the house. Some of these are no-brainers, and I bet there's a lot that I may have forgotten. So if you know of any tips that I may have missed here, be sure to add them in the comments. Who knows, you could be saving somebody a ton of heartache and money in the long run. Address the moisture and the rot can't win. It's that simple, and it'll save you thousands down the road. So you came here wondering about dry rot. You've got the skills to identify it, you know the difference between rot and termites, and have the confidence to perform lasting repairs yourself. But what if there was a way to make your wood so tough, so resilient, it could fight off moisture and fungi almost indefinitely? The ultimate secret to truly preserving your lumber and saving a lifetime of headaches is in this video right here. I'll see you there, brother and sister. Get away, bee, get away. Oh, I freaking hate bees. Let me clarify. I not only hate wasps and hornets, I also hate bees too. They just need to stay away from me.